In this video, I'll show you how to add a user to a system on the Connect One platform. Log into your system through Connect One and click the tab Users and User List. This is going to display a list of all the users under your system, and you can search for a specific user by their name or a custom field here. We're going to go ahead and create a new user. From here, you would type in the person's name, and you'll select a user profile. These are defined in a separate section, but they must be specified before they can be used as a grouping, such as for permissions. And then add any contact address information if it pertains for this user, for example, email addresses or phone numbers. And this will be used for notifications or to send login instructions and or safe passage authorization. And then we have the custom fields. These 5 fields here are optional. You set these options in utility settings, and they start out with just generic custom naming like you see here, but you can change these to anything you'd like. There are options to set these to be searchable or hidden, and if they're searchable, that means that they'll be in the user list that you can search by. If you'd like this user to be able to log into Connect One with some set of permissions, you can choose a login name and password for them. You can have as many users as you need logged in simultaneously, and they can all have a different set of permissions, so there's no limit to that. Specify a username, and then you have the option of specifying a password, or you can have login instructions emailed to the person, which will randomly generate a password. It will give them all the instructions for how to access the Connect One application, how to download the mobile app. I will give them their login name here, and you won't have to send all that in a separate email. You also have the option of setting activation and expiration dates for the user. We're going to save and proceed to system code. And I'm going to specify the code or card that's going to be used. For the code, keypad code. And then you can show the code. It's hidden by default. And then you can choose an activation date or an expiration date. So if I don't want this code to be active, say I'm setting up ahead of time for someone's access, I can put in the activation date, so this code won't actually be active in the system until the date I specify here. And then also an expiration date, whereas the code will only be active for so long and it will automatically expire. And then I'm going to hit save, and this card will be added to all my systems under that template all at once. And as you can see, Tom Smith was added very quickly to the 2 systems within that template we selected. We also have the ability to deactivate the user. And it says, are you sure the user system codes will also be deactivated? Yes. And then if we want to go in and activate that user again, it's as simple as hitting activate user. Are you sure? Do you want the codes to also be activated? Yes. And then Tom Smith is back in as active, and so are his codes. If you delete a user, which would be permanently taking them out, it's going to ask you the same question. You hit yes, and then now the user is deleted from the system.